everyone, and welcome to the OMNeT Community Summit and 2017. I am Antonio Virdis, one of the technical program chair, together with Michael Kirsch. And we are going to give you a bit of some pieces of information about the summit and the logistic and also the technical program. So, as you may know, the main goal of this summit is to provide an occasion and an opportunity for interaction between the community of developers and the community of users of OMNeT and also of researchers, of course, and share our experience with new models or new results. And also, something that is also, from my point of view, very important is to kind of interact with the OMNeT core developer team, providing them possibly feedback on, of course, their work, and maybe getting some insight on new developments, on suggestion on how to do things better, possibly. This is the fourth edition of this community summit, of course, in the summit format. And we also had 6 prior edition in the form of the workshop, which was held together with Simutools. For this year, was that a question? No? Okay. We decided for this year as well to maintain the 2 days format, as we have a quite densely packed program. We have invited talks, we have tutorials, regular presentation, demonstration, and we will have a Q&A session, and of course we expect and hope to have a lot of interaction between all the attendees. For this year as well, we will have a Best Contribution Award. We will provide more detail about this afterwards. Oh, this set of smiling faces are all guys which are going to organize the summit. We have Andras, which is the main chair of this event. We are the community summit organizer from the University of Bremen, and thanks to you for your organization. Technical program organizer, myself and Michael here, and the publicity organizer, we are Vladimir here, and Joseph, I think it's going to come sometime. And okay, we had a pretty good group of program committees from actually all over the world, from Europe, from USA, and from China as well. No, from Japan as well, sorry. And okay. Some information about logistics. All the events, I think, will be held here in this Cartesian building. Please, no coffee and no food within this very nice room. It's the price of having a nice room, of course. And all the registration, coffee breaks, and also the lunch, I think, on Friday, will be held here in front of this room. And the details on the dinner will be in the next slide. As usual, Wi-Fi options. One is the always good edu-ROM, and these are the other elements from the access from using the University of Bremen access point. I don't know about the Wi-Fi pamphlet. Well, okay, it's all the registration desk. Thank you. Social event. We will have pretty interesting social event tonight, a 2-part event. We will have first a visit to that place. I will not try to spell that name, I'm really sorry. You can ask one of the organizers to spell it to you. And we will have a dinner as well. The events are self-paid, and we kindly ask you to pay at least for the first one before 4 p.m. for organization purposes. So, for the information about, by the way, if you have any question about logistics, we can ask me or Michael and to the local organizer. For the rest of information about the technical program, I'll pass the ball to Michael, and I give you also the microphone.
Thank you. Okay, so good morning from me too. I just checked, so edu-ROM works. That's not usually the case, but luckily the organizers took good care of that too. So the payment here for the Bremen Ratskeller, I think it's called, yeah, Ratskeller, you can make directly at the registration if you haven't already done it. If you didn't book it before and you want to register to, ask our local organizers. They can see if there are still some free seats or not. Okay, so let's shortly go into the contributions this year. As you can see, we're quite Germany-centered this year. This is actually every time that we come back to Germany, the picture looks a bit like this. So every second year, we have something like this coming up. This year we also have 2 additional tutorials and 2 invited talks, plus a keynote. Keynote was reintroduced, actually. We did it 2 years ago in Zurich. And thanks to Anna Förster, we have one this year too. The topic will be about the mascot lander. So it's quite an interesting topic. Most of us don't have anything to do with space technology and space travel and stuff. So hearing about this asteroid lander operation here will be quite interesting, I think. And tomorrow in the morning, Dr. Trami Ho from the German Aerospace Center will talk about this. And another big thanks to Anna Förster for organizing this. And shortly about the submission and the review process, we again managed to have, like Antonio already introduced, a very good TPC committee, and the majority of papers got free. The majority actually got 4 reviews, and some papers, shorter ones, got 3 reviews, which will hopefully consist of lots of valuable feedback. As we're like the open access event per definition, you can redistribute your paper afterwards, you can resubmit it, extend it, submit it somewhere else for conference, for journal, whatsoever. So again, we hope that the review phase and possibly the shepherding, if it was deemed necessary, provided you some valuable feedbacks for your contributions, so you can learn from it, extend your stuff, and use it again. And the best contribution that Antonio talked about, we're going to do it at the last session on Friday, so after all the presentations were done. We have a committee of selected attendees that reviews each presentation, gives some points for presentation structure, novelty, interest for the community, and so on. And the TPFC review scores also included in the secret calculation that we're doing. And yeah, during the summit closure note, we're going to announce the best contribution for this year. Okay, yeah, about the program, everybody can see it on the website. So we got a couple of long presentations with hopefully demonstrations. Everything is available on the website or on the program pamphlet that you were given in the registration. And all contributions are available, collected in a single PDF at the moment. And after you presented your contribution here, they will also be available on ArcSIF. Some of them tomorrow, probably the rest, because ArcSIF doesn't submit any work over the weekend, next Monday then. If there are any problems or if you want to change anything, any questions, just ask Antonio or myself. We handle this stuff and we'll be happy to help you. Okay, tomorrow we're going to have, or today we're actually going to have some tutorials and some invited presentations. We have to thank the OMNeT core developers for parts of the invited program and parts of the tutorials, and Joseph Kim, who will arrive, I think, in the morning. And tomorrow during the lunch, we're going to have the poster and demo session too. So it's going to be a big lunch break right in front here. You have the ability to talk with the people that got some posters up and some demonstrations. So it's going to be some interactive lunch session. And to top of the interactive thing, we have a question and answer session where you can ask everything you always wanted to ask the OMNeT core developer team. We also have some predefined questions, but if you have something in mind that we should take on the question list, just come to us and we can arrange this. Okay, last but not least, as you can see, we have a quite dense program, so you were emailed some slot times before, so stick to your slot times, leave enough time for questions. Come to your session chair before the session and just test your setup or hand over your slides. Nothing special in these ways. Okay, and last but not least, copy your presentation, either on the organizer's USB stick or on the laptop. PDF is fine for us, so we can put it on the website. Okay, I'm not going to go into details. We're going to start right afterwards with the first session, which is conveniently handled by me then. And afterwards is the lunch break. So we're always going to give the, in between the slides here, so you know what's coming up next. And so I'll just skip the program. We hope that everyone has a good and probably very interactive summit here in Bremen, and we hope that you meet lots of new people, that you find some inspiration for your work, and yeah, we wish you all the best for a good and successful summit from ourselves, the TPC committee, and I think from the local organizers too. We're just nodding. So yeah, welcome to Bremen, and let's all have a good event here. So, and we're skipping over to the first session.
Thank you.